Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report here on GoHofstra.com. My name is Kevin Dexter, joined as always by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's basketball team, Cassara. Coach, thanks for the time. How are you today?
Kevin, always good to see you.
And Coach, coming off a pretty good week for your team. You go 2-1 in the first 3 games of conference play. How are you feeling about this opening week of CAA play?
Well, really proud of our guys, proud of our staff, proud of our team. Proud of the effort. To get 2 wins. Obviously, you got to take care of home games in your league. We were able to do that this week. We gutted out a couple wins and played a really good first half down at Delaware. Made a couple mistakes, but again, some things we can learn from. I thought we bounced back after a tough loss on Wednesday and put together some really good practices Thursday and Friday, and then a very good performance against a good William & Mary team on Saturday.
Well, what was the attitude of the team like coming into this week, knowing it was a fresh season, it was your first 3 games of conference play? Of course, you had the 8-game losing streak, but focusing on getting the conference play right and picking up a win on Monday.
The one word that I think of a lot with this group is resilient. We came out of the Florida Atlantic game, a game that we played very, very well in, other than a couple minutes down the stretch, and had an opportunity to win. That could have been a time where we just kind of folded the tents and said, boy, this is going to be a tough, long season. But came back, gutted out a win against Georgia State, really playing some good defense, and got a little lucky down the stretch. They had a couple good looks at the end, but again, really competed, and then finished out a week with a great win at home.
Well, the Georgia State game, coming down the stretch, they made a little bit of a comeback. They made it a little closer. Your team was able to pull it away with a 2-point victory thanks to that shot by Stevie Mahee with 5 seconds left. Well, how proud of you of the team to be able to come down the stretch and be able to finish off a game like that, and some games that you've lost like that earlier on in the season?
Well, the one thing I said to our team at halftime is we've been in this situation a lot. We've been in a lot of close games. Even some of the ones we've won, we've been in close games. Some of the ones we've lost, we've been in close games. We haven't had a lot of games where we haven't been in it down the stretch. So that's a good experience for our guys, even though sometimes it's frustrating. It's a good experience. It's something we can lean on. And again, we have to find ways now in those last 4 minutes or those last 2 minutes to hold a lead, to take care of the basketball, to execute, especially when we're tired. And that's a little bit of a reflection of our short bench.
And you go down to Delaware, of course, you come away with a loss, but some expiring performances by the post players in that game. Daquan Brown has 13 points, his best game so far in a Pride uniform, and you hold Jamel Hagans to no points and 6 rebounds. What can you say about the performance of those big guys down in Delaware on Wednesday?
Terrific. I thought our big guys did a terrific job. I thought we kept them off balance there. Obviously, Sadler had a great day in the perimeter for them, but to hold Hagans to 6 rebounds and 0 field goals, I think is a testament to how our front court is developing and growing and coming together. And we're getting different efforts from different guys. Daquan Brown gave us a great effort on Wednesday. I thought Stephen Wakoni gave us a great effort, through various parts of the week. And Musa Kone gave us a great second half, in the William & Mary game. So they're all fighting together and giving us different efforts at different times.
And you said after the win against William & Mary on Saturday that a lot of credit goes to the way the team was able to focus on Thursday and Friday. Can you talk a little bit about that and the focus your team had in practice to bounce back after the loss to Delaware on Wednesday?
I think that's really important. It's really important with a group, especially with a group where we're continuing to kind of mix and match and put guys in different positions and move guys around and try different things. And that's what we've had to do over the last couple of weeks, is almost kind of reinvent ourselves. And really proud of the effort, proud of the attitudes, and again, great practice on Thursday and Friday led to a great effort on Saturday, and that's something that we're going to keep working on.
Well, a couple of guys I want to ask you about. First off, Jordan Allen. We know he's the defensive stopper, so to speak, for this team. He guards R.J. Hunter and shuts him down for the most part against Georgia State. He does the same thing to Marcus Thornton on Saturday of William & Mary. How improved has he been over these past few weeks, and kind of welcoming that defensive stopper role?
Yeah, Jordan's been a terrific spark plug for our team. He's one of those guys that practices hard every day, wants to get better, wants to help this team win and do whatever he needs to do. He doesn't need the ball to do that to really affect the game. So I'm real proud of his effort. He's taken on a real challenge. He's a guy that really, throughout his high school career, and really even early on last year in his career at Hofstra, even redshirting, was really an around the basket guy. We've moved him away from the basket. He's having to play out of position and guard the team's best player really every day. So really proud of his effort.
And in terms of scoring offensively for your team, Teron Booh struggled on Wednesday against Delaware, but what can you say about him bouncing back and still having that confidence and leading the team in scoring his 3rd 20-point game of the year on Saturday?
That's maturity, that's development. That's the sign of somebody growing up. Where you have a bad effort or a bad day on Wednesday, which we all did, the whole team did, in the second half there, and he was able to come back and put together some good practices and get over some of his frustrations and really come out and give us a great day on Saturday.
Well, looking ahead to this week, 2 of your tougher games of the season coming up on the road at Northeastern and then Saturday at George Mason. Before we look at those 2 teams specifically, you look at the conference, how much more confident are you in what this team's been doing, looking at how crazy the conference has been here for the first 2 weeks of conference play?
Boy, every day you look at the conference course, you kind of scratch your head, and This week is very challenging for us. At Northeastern, they're 4-0, very, very well coached. Bill does a terrific job, their staff does a terrific job, and they've got 2 senior guards, and they're terrific. I haven't had a chance to watch George Mason a little bit on TV last week against Old Dominion. I see they're playing a lot of full court pressure. They've got a lot of depth. So, and Paul does a terrific job. It's a very tough place to play. So we've got a real challenging week ahead of us. But there are a lot of games out there that, again, like I said, you kind of scratch your head and say, boy, I'm surprised at that outcome. Which means, hey, there's a lot of winnable games out there.
We know it's a challenge for your team. It's been a challenge this year to go on the road and pick up some wins. Only 1 road win last year. Haven't won on the road yet this year. So what's going to be the focus that you have 2 real tough road games this week?
Yeah, taking care of the basketball. I think, not turning the ball over down the stretch, taking care of the basketball, and then ultimately executing on the offensive end, really running things through and getting guys that we need to get shots. And again, I think the other piece to that is really rebounding the basketball. So we do those things and can control the tempo of the game. We'll have an opportunity to hopefully be very competitive this week.
Well, finally, Coach, what do you think is going to be the ultimate key to coming away with possibly a win or at least staying competitive in these games on the road this week?
Yeah, I think it's taking care of the basketball. I think if we can keep those turnovers under 10 and get a good shot every time up and down the court, I think we're really rebounding the ball well, create some extra opportunities for us. And again, I think the next piece of that is just a continued positive attitude, great energy, and optimistic outlook that these guys and our staff continue to have, heading in here to the new year.
All right, Coach Cassara and his team heading on the road this weekend to take on Northeastern on Wednesday, down at George Mason on Saturday. Coach, as always, thanks for the time. Best of luck on the road this week.
Kev, thanks. Appreciate it.
And thank you for tuning in to the WB Mason Coaches Report here on GoHofstra.com.